Hey y'all, it is Eli with Alchemy Custom Weaponry. It is so good seeing you again this beautiful 45 Friday, and it's a beautiful 45 Friday indeed because I got a new gun. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is kind of a weird thing for manufacturer to talk about, right? Getting a new gun and all that. But it's one of our guns, and I'm super excited about it, so I decided to make a video about it. If you don't like it, then you should protest me being the marketing guy. So anyways, I got a new Alchemy Custom Weaponry. It's a gun that I've had on order for quite a long time. I actually put in the order when I got in with the company, and finally it's here, and I'm super stoked about it. Now, little house cleaning, keeping, whatever you want to call it, housekeeping issues to go over the special edition gun that everyone is so torn up about. It is coming. Okay, the 15th of March is when it's coming, and we're super excited about it. There's going to be 25 guns. Now, we'll get into more details on the limited edition when it gets a little closer to that time, but the gun, there will be 25 limited editions, okay? So, you know, you're going to have to be quick on this one, but we'll get into more details as we get closer to that date. Now on to my new gun, and it is a beautiful gun. I wanted a classy concealed carry piece. I carry the Quantico High Cap, as many of you know. Carry is a beautiful gun. I love it. I think it's fantastic. However, I wanted something just a little bit more, I don't know, a little more retro, a little more classic, and that is exactly what this gun is. So, of course, nice little Alchemy bag. These are made in the US, which is super rad. A lot of people ask me for patches, and I'll tell you the best way to get a patch from Alchemy: buy a gun, because this is a patch. Now, you know, we're not going to really get into too much of everything. You know, you got your bushing wrench, and you got magazines and all that good stuff. We're not going to get into that. Buy a gun, see what it comes with, you know, all that good stuff. We are going to talk a little bit about my new gun. And I think it's a gun that people don't see a lot, and I'm very excited to have optioned this way, because putting in the orders as being one of our sales guys, I don't see people option this gun ever, actually. So I'm excited to have been one of the first, if not the first, to option this gun exactly how this is. So this is my new gun. It is a Prime Elite Carry in 45 ACP. God, 2 World War winning 45 ACP, by the way. 45 ACP, and one little note, it's interesting. If you're wanting 3 options, right? If you want the flush cut and crown, if you want the HRT cut, the gold bead, and the Magwell, you can get that in any of our sizes as a Prime Elite. A lot of people don't know that. Typically, I'll actually help you out if you order and you do that. But if you are wanting those 3 options, and let's say you're wanting it in a compact, you know, go to the Prime Elite page and select the size as a compact. It'll save you a little dinero down the way, okay? But anyways, this is what I got. Prime Elite Carry in 45. Now, the beautiful finish that you see before you, and this is going to be one that's going to be very difficult to get on camera, but it's going to be hard chrome, but it's matte hard chrome. Now, get it, right? You know, you come over here, and you see this beautiful, look at that, it's reflective, polished flats hard chrome, and it is gorgeous, okay? It is beautiful. However, I think that for a real working gun, a real hard working gun, where you're really wanting to take advantage of the productive properties of the finish, as well as look super gangster, because that's really, at the end of the day, guys, that's what it's all about, is looking cool. This is kind of the gun to go with. Matte hard chrome, super durable. If you're not familiar with it, it's a very old school finish. A lot of folks are not familiar with it. And we're going to talk about a little bit of the nuances with owning a hard chrome gun that you need to know before you buy a hard chrome gun. It is, I don't want to say it's particular or anything. I just want to say that you definitely need to watch this if you plan on having a hard chrome gun and you're not familiar with hard chrome guns. All right, without further ado, let's get into this. Now, this is 45. It comes with 2 of our awesome magazines. If you're not familiar with our magazines, they are phenomenal. Put that over there. So we're going to go through the options on this gun. And we're going to talk a little bit about them. You know, everything's pretty straightforward on this gun. So we're going to talk from the front to the butt of the gun, the rear back here, and we're going to talk a little bit about this. So starting off, we have the flush cut and crown barrel. Beautiful. The flush cut and crown barrel is just phenomenal. You know, people argue about flush cut and crown barrels and how they affect the gun and accuracy, any of that. I think we're splitting hairs. You know what, the flush cut and crown, what its primary function, in my opinion, you know, a lot of people will say, oh, it's protect the muzzle, this and that. The real, you know, I'm not gonna BS you. I'm not gonna give you some forum answer that has a lot of thesaurus looked up words in it. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you the straight. The main advantage of flush cut and crown barrel is that it looks freaking sick. It just looks amazing, you know. You look down in there, and even though it's a 45, it looks like it's a 50 caliber gun, you know. It just looks like it's menacing whole. You know, if somebody was trying to stand you up, trying to rob you, they think that you is pointing a daggum howitzer at them if you go to defend yourself with one of these. So anyways, got the flush cut and crown barrel. I do have the gold bead. Now, front sights are one of those things, right? Front sights are one of those things where we could argue about them till the cows come home. You know, I like a gold bead. You might like a fiber optic. You might like a blacked out. If you like a blacked out rear, you're a psychopath. Or a blacked out front. If you like a blacked out front, you're a psychopath, because I can't see crap with them things. You know, whatever you like here. Personally, I'm a big fan of the gold bead. I think the gold bead gathers a lot of light in a lot of conditions that you typically wouldn't expect it to. I have found the gold bead to be extremely easy to pick up, especially because I do a lot of my shooting outside. If you shoot indoors, you may have a little bit more issues there, but I found the gold bead to be extremely fast to pick up, especially paired with the blacked out rear. Okay, it's a very large, thick gold bead on our guns, and it's very fast, very bright. Even in this light, with one of my studio lights hitting it, it's just gathering all that light, and I can see the blue light behind me. It is amazing how gold will pull light into it. And so on top of that, again, it's just super gangster. Okay, just saying like, yeah, my front sight's gold, you know. It's just one of those things. It's a really cool thing, and especially when you have a gun to this degree, it kind of fits, you know. But whatever front sight you feel is appropriate, you should get, because it's your gun. I've got the ball cuts. This is another thing that it's amazing. It looks awesome, but I don't really think there's any major, you know, advantages to the ball cuts. Actually, in fact, I'll tell you, there's really no performance advantage to the ball cut other than it just looks super awesome. And when you look good, when you feel good, you're going to shoot good. So really, you know, these things that we say, oh, those are an aesthetic thing, that's really not, because if you feel good, because you look good, because you got one of these, let me tell you right now, you can't look bad with this in your hand. Okay, you can't do it. All right, so you look good, you feel good, you're going to shoot good. It's just it's trickle down effect. Okay, trickle down economics. We're like Ronald Reagan out here, but we're not going to ban machine guns. So anyways, so moving back, this is a fixed rear gun. Of course, we have several rear sights. I'll be honest with you, most of the time, if you don't get a Bomar, you're getting a fixed rear ACW sight, which is really nice because it does have the ledge. They're U-notch. Now, U versus square notch, that's something that comes up a lot. I have never once in my entire time shooting have ever thought about the rear sight. If it was a U or a square notch, just never. I know a lot of people like the square, a lot of people like the U. It could be I don't know, whatever shape it wants, but as long as I got a good picture on the target in the front sight, I've never concerned myself with what the notch for the rear was. But we use a U notch if you're one of those people who is concerned. And so, of course, matte hard chrome's the finish. This is a 4 1/4 inch gun, so it's a Commander, traditional Commander. On our guns, we use the traditional GI guide rod. We don't use any of this full guide rod mess. Just, do you need it? No, you don't. And this gun will come apart with no tools, as most or some full-length guide rods will require a tool to be used to disassemble it. Ours don't. If you have ever taken apart a normal 1911, you can take apart our gun. So, with that being said, moving back a little bit further, ring hammer. I mean, come on now. You thought I was going to order an ACW and not get a ring hammer? You're crazy. The ring hammer is the coolest part about this gun. I'm telling you, the ring hammer is just look at it, okay? Just would you look at it, okay? The ring hammer, baby. It's incredible, and I can't explain to you why I like the ring hammer. Somebody called and asked, why do you like the ring? I don't know. It's just gangster. Now, I don't have to defend that position so much on a commander because, as many of you know, commanders and ring hammers kind of just go together. But on a 5-inch gun, they're super sexy, and we can talk about that later in a later video. I'm going to get on a tangent about ring hammers, but you should definitely order your ACW with a ring hammer. It's just the proper thing to do. Okay, now if you order with a Delta hammer, I get it, I get it. You just want to fit in, but if you want to stand out, okay? This sounds like I'm like trying to get you to join a cult. But the ring hammer is just one of those things. It's a sexy look. On the commander, it looks really proper. That's how a lot of people picture a commander is with a ring hammer. So we're going to move on from the ring hammer before I continue to talk about the ring hammer even more. Of course, we have the extended beaver tail. It's hand fit. This is a standard ACW beaver tail that we put on all our guns, so no issues there. Feels good, feels right, no problems. I did not do the ambi safety. Now, really, I truly do believe on a carry gun that an ambi safety is something that's highly overlooked and should be on a carry gun. However, I was going with a really, really classic look on this gun, and the ambi safety just took away from it a little bit, in my opinion. And I'm not wrong-handed, so I don't need it. I understand that in the event that I may have to shoot wrong-handed, I would probably at that point cuss myself for not getting it. But for right now, I actually really love the look without the ambi safety. And of course, my Quantico High Cap has an ambi safety. I don't have any problem shooting or using an ambi safety, but this particular gun, I thought that it was proper to have a single-sided safety, and that's what I did. So you can see that there. All right, so moving on. I did the long trigger. Now, the long trigger is one of those things that, this is another preference thing, okay? What a lot of people don't realize with guns, especially these guns, is that it's majority preference, right? So what I order may not be what you want, but whatever. I went with the long trigger because I'm used to shooting guns with a long trigger. I shot a lot. When I got into 1911s, I shot a lot on a Colt from 1919, and I really, really like a flat mainspring housing with a long trigger like the traditional 1911. I also think it kind of just goes with the theme that we don't have the A1 scallops there. Of course, I'll be honest with you, I could have told you that was a medium trigger. You probably wouldn't have noticed because the medium and long, there's not much difference between them. Of course, a short trigger, yes, that is a little bit, that is substantially shorter than a medium, but I do have the long trigger in there. I love it. It gives me a good finger placement. And I don't have really big hands, but the 1911 is a pretty thin pistol, so I actually really like it because it gets my finger where I want it to shoot. Everyone's got a different way to shoot a pistol, but for me, that long trigger with the flat mainspring housing puts my hand exactly where I want it to be. But the comfort carry checkering, of course, is the main checkering right there in the meat where your hand's going to be, and of course it's just the horizontal lines on the side so that when the gun's in a holster, or like for me when I'm going to carry this appendix, which I know will bother a lot of you, but I'm going to carry this appendix, and that side, the sides where it will be against my body, it won't really tear me up. Now, I've never had that problem, but some of y'all are used to shooting Glocks, so when you come up to a 1911 and you get a hold of this real good checkering, it hurts your little hands because you're probably the kind of person that puts gloves on when you go to the gym. I don't trust you, okay? Just want you to know that. You can have a 1911 and we can be friends, but I won't ever trust you if you put gloves on when you deadlift. Okay, anyways. So, of course, I know a lot of people are going to ask, this is the American Holly grips. A lot of people think it's ivory or bone. It's the American Holly grips. I do love them. Full disclosure, I've actually shot this gun. I went and shot about 200 rounds through it the other day. because I could not wait. I just couldn't wait, okay? Would you wait? I don't know. No, you wouldn't. I went straight to go shoot it when I got it, and I will say, I love the American Holly grips. I love all of our premium grip options. For me, someone who's used to, you know, guns with 20 lines per inch, guns with really aggressive grips, I need something a little more aggressive, especially living in the South where, you know, if you think about going outside, you'll sweat. So I'm actually going to be putting a set of black VZs, if you can see those, black VZs on my gun. And I think that'll really, really help the texturing. I shot it, like I said, I didn't really have any major issues, but I did think that these were just a bit slick for me, but for a lot of folks who just want these just to shoot around or just want, you know, a showpiece, that of course is going to be the best way to go, is getting one of our premium grip options. If you are daily carrying this, again, that's not a bad option. You may be one of those people who's really just got a hellacious anaconda grip, but that's not me. So moving on, the last major feature on this gun is the stanchion Magwell. Now a lot of people have seen pictures on our website with the old school, it sort of looks like the old S&A Magwell. It's got a very hard 90-degree angle. Of course, we don't use those anymore, and we do not have any more to use, just in case you want to order one with that Magwell. We do not have any at this time. So we're only using the stanchion Magwells, and I'll be honest with you, big fan of stanchion, big fan of the Chin kids. Fantastic, oh my gosh, one of the best families I've ever met in my entire life. So they're just phenomenal people, so we really love working with them. So we take the stanchion Magwell. We do actually do just a little bit of reprofiling here on the back, and of course we do hand blend them to each gun. Okay, so the frames are blended for the Magwells, and it is a beautiful blend, so that you can have a nice, clean insertion of your magazine into your Magwell. Of course, one of the biggest advantages, in my opinion, is the fact that that back end is just a little bit rounded. And I think that makes fantastic for carrying, because if you've never carried a gun before, or if you have, you know that really hard angles on guns can catch fabric. Now with my gun being like this isn't necessarily that big of an issue because the fabric doesn't really catch this way, but especially carrying appendix, because this is going to be where your shirt kind of tapers around your body. So it's really nice that this is a nice slick round edge, so that, you know, your garment can just really fall off that and help conceal the gun better. So big fan of the stanchion Magwell, and so happy that we work with stanchion. He and his family are absolutely fantastic. So big shout out to them. So of course, talk about the range trip a little bit. Unfortunately, I was so excited to shoot my gun, I forgot all of the camera equipment. I forgot all the camera equipment. I didn't even bring anything. So I went straight to the range and just shot and enjoyed it. And it was actually pretty liberating, to be honest with you, not working while I was shooting. And it was fantastic. Absolutely loved the gun. Didn't even bother shooting it on paper. I just wanted to shoot steel and bang steel, and it was fantastic, as you would expect. I had no issues. Of course, a 45 and a Commander shoots really well. It is a little bit snappier than a government model. Of course, you're taking 3/4 of the barrel and the weight of the slide off of the front. So, of course, it's just a little bit snappier, but nothing that a real man can't handle, or woman. You know, I don't judge like that. So, you know, nothing a real man or a real woman couldn't handle. Basically, if you know what bathroom to use, you can handle one of these. So anyways, just a phenomenal gun to shoot. I will want you to know this, right? So this is something you need to know. This is coming straight from the horse's mouth, RCS JR. Don't get your gun, take it apart, lube it, just take it straight to the range, shoot it. Don't even have to lube it, okay? This is a hard chrome gun. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about hard chrome and some nuances with hard chrome. But this is a hard chrome gun, which means that it's kind of, I don't want to use the term gritty, but it's definitely, you're going to feel the hard chrome in the slide, especially if you're used to a blued gun or some other finish. If you're used to a blued gun, you're definitely going to feel this and be like, just pick it up and shoot it. Let the hard chrome kind of work itself in. Same with the trigger. You're going to feel the trigger a little bit. Just with hard chrome, just work it in, okay? Don't worry about it, just shoot it, okay? And once the hard chrome gets worked in, you won't notice any difference between it and blued. But with that said, I shot this gun 200 rounds of 230 grain hardball. God, I love hardball, and I love 230 grains of it. So 230 grain hardball, shot 200 rounds of this. And, well, maybe even more than 200 actually, because my buddy was shooting it. But had no malfunctions, no issues, none at all. I used our Alchemy magazines only, and had 0 issues. That is not a drop of lube on this hard chrome gun straight out of the box, okay? So you need to remember that. Just don't even worry about lubing it. Pick it straight up, take it to the range, go shoot it, okay? I will probably lube it a little bit. I'll probably lube it a little bit before I take it out again, but nothing, you know, I'll hit my points of interest here on the guns really quick with some, gosh dang, let me tell you what I'm going to hit it with. I'm going to hit it with some Shaolin Performance Trident ceramic infused lubricant. You know, you can put this on everything, okay? If you need lube at any point for anything in your life, Shaolin Performance Lube is there for you. But you know, you're a 1911 guy, so you don't really need lube in any other aspects of your life except for on your 1911s. You know how I'm saying? So anyways, we shot this with no lubrication and had no issues, and you should shoot your gun and not worry about taking it apart and lubing it when you get it. Okay? So the guns come ready to rock right out of the bag. So with that, of course, that'll kind of cover it all, you know. I'm going to carry this in a Tier 1 concealed Aegis holster, I believe, and that is a appendix rig with a sidecar for a spare magazine. I try to carry a spare magazine or 2 with a single stack gun just because you never know when you're going to need more ammo, and I wouldn't want to be wishing I had more if I needed more. So I do carry a couple more mags when I carry a single stack versus when at the double stack I carry just usually 1 extra mag. So with that being said, that kind of covers my new gun. I hope you enjoyed me ranting about my new gun. I'm just excited, you know. The reason I wanted to do this video is because I remember visiting, before Alchemy, I remember visiting a big 1911 manufacturer. I was super pumped about it. And their marketing guy comes out and he's got a Glock on his hip, and I'm like, kind of like, what? You're a 1911 company. What are you doing? And, you know, and from there on, I kind of always wanted to pay attention throughout the gun industry on what people who work for gun companies, what they use, right? And I understand that we're all gun people. We all can have guns. I have non-Alchemy 1911s, of course, and I carry some every once in a while. But to me, putting your kind of money where your mouth is, investing in the product, carrying what you preach to other people they should carry, that means a lot to me. And so I was super excited to get this gun, and I was very antsy waiting on it, of course. And so, as many of you are when you wait for one of our pistols. So I just wanted to take a moment and share with you and show you, you know, we're 1911 guys, okay? We love 1911s. We love our 1911s. I've, you know, regardless of my relationship with the company working for us, this is a cherished gun in my collection, and I cannot wait to get it on the range some more. I'm probably going to do about 300 more rounds, so 500 total before I stick it in a holster. That's just kind of my standard philosophy for getting a gun worked in and getting real familiar with it. Every gun, no matter if it's the same gun as what you currently have, every gun has a little bit of characteristics that you kind of have to understand before you take it in, you know. So I've got 45 Commanders, but this one shoots just a little bit different than them, and they shoot a little different from it, and so I want about 500 rounds to familiarize myself with the gun before I stick it in a holster and depend on my life with it. So anyways, that is the Alchemy Prime Elite Carry. Super excited to offer it. If you are interested in ordering a pistol very similar to this, of course you can call me at our number, and my extension is just the Alchemy extension, or you can email me, eli@cabotguns.com. Just say, hey man, I want a gun like your gun. The matte hard chrome is definitely the way to go, in my opinion. I will probably never order a polished hard chrome gun, just me personally. I think the matte hard chrome is the way to go. Now, one quick thing here. We currently don't have an option for the matte hard chrome in the drop down menu. This is taken in March of 2023. Okay, so if it's past that and there is, disregard. But currently we do not have an option for the matte hard chrome as a drop down menu. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit drop down and hit hard chrome, okay, on your pistol, and then in the order notes, I read them all, okay? Sometimes y'all send me some nice notes, sometimes they're not so nice. But in the order notes of your pistol, just put that I'd like the hard chrome to be matte, and I will take care of that for you, and I will get your gun put into the big board as a matte hard chrome gun. So anyways, without any further ramblings, I appreciate y'all stopping in. I appreciate you seeing me. Thank you so much for joining me today to check out my pistol, and we'll see you next 45 Friday. Have a great day.